INEC moves against vote buying, bars use of mobile phones, cameras, or any recording devices by voters at polling booths. The new rule takes effect in Osun governorship election. And presidential aspirants of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) intensify activities ahead of the party's primaries. It is a race of the heavyweights who gets the ticket. Many thanks for joining everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Shion Kimbaloye in Lagos. It is 151 days to the general elections, but before 2019, there is a major test for INEC in Osun State, as the people of the state will be electing a new governor on the 22nd of September 2018. INEC is not leaving any stone unturned, especially on the issue of vote buying. We'll talk about that later. In the meantime, let us bring you an update on the story we have been following. Ekiti State governorship election petitions tribunal has moved venue of sitting out of Ekiti State. This followed a unanimous request made by councils to all the political parties involved in a petition filed by the candidate of the People's Democratic Party against the victory of the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Kade Fahimi. The councillors at the inaugural sitting today cited security risk around the venue in their application. The chairman of the tribunal, Justice Suleiman Bergore, said the new location for the sitting of the tribunal will be communicated to all parties within 48 hours. And now let's tell you about some other top political stories we're following at this time.
The overseeing Minister of Finance, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, has resumed office, promising to work with staff of the ministries to attain the federal government's vision of economic transformation. She is overseeing the ministry after President Buhari accepted Mrs. Kemi Adeosun's resignation after issues relating to alleged forged NYC certificates.
At the end of the day, what we're doing is we're working for the benefit of the citizens of our country.
Governor Mohammed Jibrila of Adamawa State is asking for the support of the people of Adamawa for President Muhammadu Buhari ahead of the 2019 general election, considering his efforts in fighting corruption and insecurity in the Northeast. According to Governor Jibrila, President Buhari is the best option for the country for now and should be allowed to consolidate on the gains of the past 3 years. The People's Democratic Party in Bauchi State says it is not issuing automatic tickets to those who have decamped to the party, as speculated by some sections of the society. The state chairman of the party, Alhaji Amza Akunya, told journalists in Bauchi State during the press conference that such discussion was never held at the state level.
The issue of automatic ticket is never been discussed at the state level. It's an issue that has been discussed at the national level.
The Pan-African Women Project in South Africa, in conjunction with the Independent National Electoral Commission, has organized a sensitization rally for women against violence and vote buying. The rally, which kicked off at Ataoja High School, Osogbo, and lasted for about 2 hours, terminated at the INEC office in Osogbo. The head of Pan-African Women Mission, Eno Udenzi, says the sensitization work is necessary, having realized that women constitute the larger percentage of any society, and they also have the highest number of registered voters.
There's no need for violence. There's no need to snatch ballot box. Those things are outdated. We are in a civilized world.
The President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, is advocating a purposeful political leadership hinged on development. He says that is the only way Nigeria can move out of the current security challenge. He was speaking in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, while addressing leaders and members of the national delegate of the Ogun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party. Another aspirant of the PDP was in Akure, the Ondo State capital, Atairo Bafarawa, who said that the PDP will not witch hunt anyone if it returns to power, but will correct all the wrong in the governance of Nigeria. The former governor of Sokoto State was in Ondo State, where he held a closed-door meeting with the national leader of the pan-Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere, Pa Ruben Fashoranti, at his residence. And a former Jigawa State governor, also a presidential aspirant of the PDP, Sule Lamido, says lack of law and order is responsible for the insecurity in the country. He was speaking to journalists after a meeting with the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum in Abuja. So it's a season of consultations, and members of the PDP have been busy speaking to people who they feel first can help them win the party's ticket ahead of 2019. So, in its efforts to fight the scourge of vote buying, the INEC has banned the use of mobile phones, cameras, or any recording devices by voters at polling booths. The INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, cleared the air that it is not a total ban. He said voters will not be barred from using their devices at the polling units, but would not be allowed to hold their cameras and phones from the moment they are issued with ballot papers until they cast their vote.
Therefore, it is counterproductive for the Commission to introduce a blanket ban on the use of mobile phones or other photographic devices at polling units on election day. What we have done is to exclude the use of such devices by accredited voters from the time they collect their ballot papers, mark them in the voting cubicles, and drop them into the ballot box.